Hello everybody, it is me, Lisa Concepcion, here with LoveQuestCoaching.com, and today I'm on the balcony. It's a very hazy, hot, humid day here in Miami, Florida, on Miami Beach, on my balcony. See, I'm gonna sit back, chill. I got my iced tea, going a little alcohol free today because I wanted to bring a serious topic to the quarantining happy hour, 5 o'clock every day during this fabulous lockdown. I have been coming to you live on Facebook and then taping it, going on YouTube, and bringing popular, common dilemmas and dating issues, relationship issues, and tackling different topics every day. So today's was a letter, a note that was sent to me, and I wanted to share it with you. It's about COVID-19. It's about just the state of the world that we're in right now, and a couple who thinks that they might break up because they have differing opinions about what is going on in the world. And it's very serious. It's very important that people have a similar world view. I would imagine a lot of couples are going through a lot of stress, and even couples who might not be very politically opinionated, or maybe one person is more than the other. I'm sure that there are couples out there who are having a big clash of opinion if they're not on the same page with, what is going on in the world today, and their view of it, and their ability to speak openly about it and not feel that they are being disrespected or made to feel crazy or judged. That this is a time that is really serious for many people. A lot of people are freaking out, and you should be able to say anything to the person that you're with who says that they love you, who says that they care for you. And when you're sharing a concern about the world and your perception of maybe something you've read or a bit of information that goes against what popular mainstream media is sharing, that you should be able to have conversations about that. So let's dig in to the Dear Lisa letter that I got. It says, "Dear Lisa, help. COVID is infecting my 4-year relationship. I think COVID-19 is an overblown mess, and I also think there's a greater agenda based on pushing a whole new world order onto the world through all sorts of policies that I believe, based on research that I've done independently beyond mainstream media, will roll out to further control the masses. I feel like my freedoms are being taken every single day, and it is heartbreaking to see what America has become. My boyfriend, on the other hand, claims he isn't political, yet he leans left, swearing by mainstream media, claiming that it's reputable and a trusted source, and that anything other than that shouldn't be trusted. He seems very asleep to what's going on, and I feel as if I've awakened." And we've gotten into very heated discussions in the past few weeks over it, including actually breaking up, but then we just talk and patch it up. But now I feel like there's no going back, and the breakup momentum has started. We were fine before COVID-19. I mean, different people, we had different opinions on certain things, but we had fun together, and now COVID just went and infected all the fun. Today I was really upset because I'm sad about everyone who is forced to wear a mask, and the whole thing is just really sad to me. And when I walk on the street and I see people with their masks on, I feel grief for my country, and I feel grief for the fear that all the people have been put in by the mainstream media, and it's really angering to me. And when he left me this morning, he said that he loved me and to have a great day. But I texted him this morning, and I also called him a few hours ago, and he hasn't responded, which is completely not like him. Plus, my gut just tells me that it's ending. What should I do? Okay, Melanie. Miss Melanie. All right, so she went on YouTube, obviously, and she, was Googling, YouTubing, found me, sent me this note. So here's my advice for Miss Melanie. Very hard times, I know. I can feel where you're coming from. And it is very hard when you're thinking in one direction and you want to share what you find because it's scary to you, right? It's like, holy crap, you're reading things, hearing things. Maybe you see something sent to you on Facebook, or a friend sends you something or whatever about the situation that we're in all together, right? And you listen to it, you watch it, maybe it's a YouTube video, whatever. But you come away with a different idea of what's going on, and it might be confusing, but you, of course, think to share this with your boyfriend, right? Why would you not? And in doing so, maybe he is so finding it so preposterous, or he just has a mindset that he believes mainstream media, period. If it comes from, ABC News or whatever, it's credible. So he chooses already to close you off and to shoot down wherever you're finding this information from. Now, I don't know where you're finding. I'm presuming, just because I see everything that goes on social media, that it could have been exactly that. A friend sharing something with you, or something that either way made you think otherwise. Now, when you tell me that you feel he's asleep and that you woke up, that lends me to believe that you've been watching a good amount or reading a good amount and doing your own research beyond what is being fed by the mainstream media, right? So you're seeing mainstream media and you're like, this isn't sitting well with me. This is just like a big crazy thing. Like, the numbers don't add up. Why is this such a big fear thing? If it's tragic that people died, but it's not enough to warrant this level of lockdown, this level of, bullying almost, that I'm not supposed to leave my house. I have to go shopping with a mask on my face. Like, it's hitting you in a way that you're just not believing it. There's some cognitive dissonance going on with, like, here you are 1 minute free, out with all your friends, hanging out, doing your thing with the boyfriend, out and about, right? Working, doing whatever, living your day-to-day life, and then almost like in an instant, a whole new thing started, like literally within days. And it's very jarring for people, and I'm sure your boyfriend is totally worried about this as well. Maybe not. Maybe he's very like, whatever, however way it goes, it's okay. But I get how, Miss Melanie, you are freaking out. And you're hoping that that person in the relationship with you is going to see that you're freaking out, but validate you and not make you feel crazy because you have a differing opinion or a differing view based on information that you've seen. It sounds like he and maybe both of you have been almost like going at each other a little bit. You said that the discussions have gotten kind of heated, and then you just agree to disagree and you shut up, and but it builds. And you've had breakup conversations. I don't know the depths of what those were, but I would imagine things get heated and it's threats and it's, this isn't working. Clearly we have different ideas of the world. We have values that are different. Like, this isn't working, and you freak out even more. So what I suggest you do, because you said that you called and you texted, and that you recognize that typically you call, you text, he comes back and he responds, and he isn't today since he left you this morning. And this is not like him, and you're having that gut instinct, which is not lying. That is never going to lie to you ever, especially when there's a disturbance in the force. Everybody feels that feeling where there's a difference of, oh, he's just busy, it's crazy day, he had phone calls back to back, versus, yeah, he's 100% avoiding me. And he's probably thinking about the entire weekend conversation, whatever it is that went down, and is weighing stuff out, So you did your due diligence, you called, you texted. Do nothing more. Do nothing more. you did enough for today, my doll. And if he needs the space to think about things and to assess, then you give him that space, and you be a high value woman, and you say, you know what, I called and I texted, I showed my appreciation, whatever, you called, you looked for him. Now the ball is in his court, and you now can think about what you want. Take the time. Space applies to two people, right? So when somebody in a relationship says that they want space, or they decide to just kind of fade back a little bit, mirror their response, right? Mirror their response, especially when you've reached out, especially when you know that you're having a time where there's a little bit of a disagreement or there's a disturbance. Give a little bit of time to just let that energy cool off and dissipate a little bit. And like I said, you reached out not once but twice, once by text and then once a few hours later by call. And whether you left a message or not, it doesn't matter. He sees your call in his phone. And if you're in a relationship for 4 years and you know that you call, he calls you back, this is definitely him 100% in a evaluation mode. He is taking space to evaluate the relationship. And my love, I suggest you do the same. I suggest you do the same, and here's why. Let's say you do come back together and have a conversation, and it goes in the direction of him wanting to end it. That there's been several discussions over the past couple of weeks, things get too heated, he didn't sign up for this, whatever his thing is, you will have enough time to get inside of yourself and to maybe, journal about it, put yourself in the mental situation of, what if this is it? What if this is it? And, maybe it's sad, and yeah, but you want to prepare yourself. And you want to start really thinking about, you know what, this guy could end this thing tonight, in a minute. It could all be done. 4 years, gone, just like that. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for your life? What does that mean for the accomplishments that you have on your own agenda that you want to proceed with? And what about your life? What do you want? What do you truly want for you? Right? Furthermore, let's say you have a conversation, and it's a conversation to reach new agreements to get clarity about really what it is you want, right? Because again, you have space now just the same as he does, right? So I would suggest take a little piece of paper and pen, and you write down what you want. You look at the whole 4 years, and listen, if somebody not sharing in your worldview is a problem for you, then that's a legitimate problem. If it's a thing where you don't care if they have a different worldview, but just listen to what I'm saying and at least be open to a different side, don't just shut it down, that's something to consider as well. But this is definitely something that's going on. It makes perfect sense. There's a lot of information going out there. A lot of it seems very manipulated and contrived, and a lot of it seems very theoretical, very conspiracy theory. And, that might not be where he's at. You might want to meet somewhere in the middle where you're like, I saw this thing, it freaked me out. And the mainstream media is saying this, but why do you think they're not talking about all these other things? If you can't have that kind of conversation, then it might not be the right relationship for you, because those types of conversations are rooted in a desire to learn and a desire to understand one another. And if that is not there, and then you have nothing. You basically had a relationship that was based on fun. And there are a lot of relationships out there that are like that, where you get two people who are into having a good time, and they keep having a good time until the party ends. And then they're tested. They're tested with something like this, a global pandemic, in quotes, I put it. And now they're forced to look at what they believe about the world, about themselves. So the third thing to keep in mind is, like I just said, that perhaps after 4 years, this was a test. Now, I don't know where you were going next in your relationship. 4 years is a really long time to be together. I'm sure, I don't know if you're living together. I don't know what your deal is, but 4 years is a long time. It's something not to shake a stick at. Now, it's also a time frame where if it's going to move forward, it's moving forward. And if it's not, this is the time of that reevaluation and to really think about, is this the thing for you? If you've been fighting through this, you're not supporting one another through this, you're feeling isolated, afraid, and there's no sense of understanding with one another, then, you need to really assess that yourself as well. Factor in the long term, right? Life is full of bumps and awfulness, and people are going to die, people are going to lose jobs, things are going to happen, and you need to know that that person is in it regardless. That you're both looking towards each other and then out at that thing, whatever that thing is. You look to each other and together to the thing. Not the thing is out there and it influences you and now you're fighting about the thing. That's terrible. And it's a definite red flag that the relationship is not as solid as you guys thought it was, because it's very easy for relationships to get caught up in the swirl of the fun. The fun, the fun, the fun. Now, I'm not saying don't have a fun relationship. It's wonderful to have a fun relationship, but life has to be looked at as well. Things happen in life, and if you are not able to come together when you need each other, then that relationship is built on a foundation of sand. It is fragile, and it will fall apart at the second of something like this happening. Consider also, Miss Melanie, that you are freaking out about the state of this sad situation, and you're feeling that you can't openly share what you're finding without being shot down. And it's turning every conversation into a political debate. And maybe you just both need some social distancing from each other, just for a few days, just to shift the energy, just to kind of let this lie, maybe realize how much you do love each other, how much you do respect each other's views, or the opposite. Maybe this will be a clarity to you that you're like, you know what, I need to be with somebody who shares in my views. It's that important to me. And maybe yes, maybe no. Only you can search your heart on that. But it is normal. What you're feeling is normal. A lot of people are going through this. A lot of couples are going through this. A lot of couples are using this as the excuse to call it quits. A lot of couples are looking at it and they're saying, you know what? Our relationship was one thing up until this point, and this is some serious shit, and I don't think we could go further. I just don't. I think it showed what you're about. It showed me what I'm about. It showed us a bunch of different things. And on some levels, we're on the same page. On very important levels, we are not. So only you can search your heart and make a decision, because this limbo of him not calling you and you're checking in and he's blowing you off, that can't exist very long before you make a decision for yourself. Because that's just not fair. And as that time drags out and continues, you're going to be wrestling with this self-doubt and this anxiety. Are we together? Are we not? Is he mad at me? Are we not? What's going on? That is not healthy. That is absolutely not healthy for you. And it's every bit of time that happens, your power is being chipped away. So I hope that this served you well, and that, you sort it out however way it's meant to go. And my suggestion is to fade out just the same. You mirror what you're getting back. If you reached out and they're not reaching out back, and they typically do, that means they want space. Honey, when a man tells you that they want space, or a girl tells you that they want space, you happily oblige. You tell me you need space, honey, it's like witness protection program. You'll never see me again. Until you come to me. Because no. I am the tequila, not the lime. I chase no one. I expressed very clearly how I felt. Hey, I'm looking for you, you're looking for me. If not, Melanie, you're getting the vibe, right? You're getting the vibe that he's over there hunkered down thinking of the 50 reasons why he should not be with you. Fantastic. Let him present his case. Be there, prepared that if you have no connection to the outcome of this whatsoever, you know what, if it ends, it's very sad. Yes, a 4-year relationship is not something that you just shake off like, a shirt that you want to give to the Salvation Army. It's nothing that. It's a serious breakup. It is. However, we do not want to be with people who do not want to be with us. Remember that. Never. You never convince anyone. Never. You let them state their case. Here's what I feel like. And you listen. And you say, okay, I have questions. If you have some questions, ask the questions. But ultimately, if somebody came to you and they made their decision that they don't want to be with you anymore, honey, you wish them love and light, and you send them on their way with dignity and grace. Dignity and grace. You don't prove a case. You don't prove your worth. You don't prove anything that they should change their mind. No. They took time away from you, so much so that they didn't respond to your reaching out, and they reached the conclusion. Then that is the conclusion. And you have your dignity and you have your self-worth, and you say, wow, that's unfortunate. I thought we can work this out, but I guess you're right. I guess we are too different. And I heard everything you said, and I want you to be happy. I love you so much that I want you to be happy, and I love myself too, and my happiness counts as well. And if we can't be happy together, then we can't be together. So I'm hopeful that this helped you out. You can find me at lovequestcoaching.com if you have any further questions, Miss Melanie. And anybody else out there who's struggling in this COVID-19 quarantine scene, I know a bunch of states are opening up slowly, but it is new normal, and it is going to throw people for a massive loop. This is different times that we're entering in, and people have different opinions about the truth of what's really going on. And those opinions are going to clash. They could clash within your family. It could clash within a relationship. It could clash within friendships. So just be very mindful of your peace, your happiness. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're taking vitamins. Make sure you're feeling okay with yourself despite the stress. Tensions are high, and it takes something so simple to break something that is fragile. If it's sturdy and strong, it will not break. But if it is fragile and it is based on something that's just very easy breezy, fun and light, then when tough times hit, you'll be tested and you will see what your relationship is truly made of. Much love, everybody. I'm Lisa the Love Coach. Have a great night. Bye.